Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am here to do a video for Beebeecraft.com. So if you would like to get any of these products, please visit them. They have great prices and great products as well, as far as I can tell so far. I did my unboxing yesterday and it's very nice product. So what I thought we could do today is stamp one of these little tiny tags, and I am going to move in closer once after we do a few things, just so that you guys can see. And my block, I do have plastic over it, so I'm sorry if there's a glare. As you can probably see, there's some rust or oxidization that has happened to my solid stainless steel block. So all I can say is if you get one of these, make sure you keep it wrapped up. I had no idea, and I just took it out of the package, and I had it setting on my table, and my son was messing with it and stuff, and so then the oils from his hands got on there, and I touched it too because I had no idea. And I just left it sitting out and it oxidized. So if you do order one of these, I got this one from Amazon, just make sure that you keep it in its plastic unless you're using it, because they put an oil on it, and I tried oiling mine again, but obviously once it's kind of rusty, it's rusty. So unfortunately that was a bummer. It had no instructions with it, so I didn't know, because I don't know anything really about that. It might be obvious to some people, but it wasn't to me. So anyways, but these little tags from Beebeecraft are really nice. They'd be great for making jewelry because they're nice and thin and they're not super heavy. Like, you wouldn't want something really super heavy, at least I don't in my jewelry, because it drives me crazy. And good for journals because they're flat, so they're not going to like bulk up your stuff a lot. So the first thing we're going to do is put some marks on this masking tape, just for spacing purposes, and I'm using the tape to hold down the little tag. So I'm going to set it on my board for right now, or my mat. Sorry, it's not a board, it's mat, because I have the little dots and stuff on there, and so I'm gonna mark kind of where I want the letters. Seeing as this is so tiny, I actually am gonna have to use something smaller than that. I thought that would work. It worked. I tried one yesterday just to see, because like I said, I've never done this before, but I only did just one just to see if I could even do it before I came on video and tried to do it. So alright, so they're gonna have to be very close together. So let's see here. We're only gonna do 3 letters. We're gonna do the word joy. So I'm actually gonna come down here so that I'm at the edge of the tape. And I'm going to put them about just about 1/8 of an inch, not even, because I think that's about where it's going to work the best. It just helps give me an idea for spacing, and it's not like you can't move it over a tiny bit or whatever, but this way we can kind of tape this on here and have the marks so that we know about where we want our letters. Sorry, I'm not like super instructive on this. It's all new to me as well. So we're just gonna give it a whirl and see how it goes. So I've already taken out my letters, and they're really nice because they do have the letters on the sides, so they're not on the top, so if you have trouble telling what they are by looking at this, they are on the side as well, and I know I do because my eyes are getting old, and so it's not easy. The biggest thing is just to make sure that you're right side up. So we're just going to place that, and if I get my head in there, I apologize, I'm trying not to. Oh, I need to come closer, sorry. Try to get as close as I can without totally making you guys ill. Oopsie. Yeah, see, I don't think it'll focus there. So right there is about as close as I can get. And I have my little pink hammer. My husband got me pink tools. Nice, right? So I'm sorry if my hand's in the way. There's really no way. This thing is so itty bitty that it's going to be hard to see till it's done. So I'm just kind of placing the little letter right where the dot is that I made. I mean, I'm holding it above because I want it on the metal, not necessarily on the tape. It'll still work if it's a little bit on the tape, so that's not a big deal. But I'm just holding it so that, you know, it's at that dot. And then I'm just going to give it 2 good whacks. And then I don't know if you can see, but it's there. And I'll bring it up to the camera better. That's the only problem. This is so super tiny that it does make it a little bit tricky for videoing. So I apologize for that. I didn't really think all that part through, right? There's the O, if you guys can see it. Then we're going to do the Y. So some of them, the letter is going to face you, and the letter is going to be away from you. So don't just think if you're looking at the letter, you're going to get the letter going the right direction. Make sure you look at the end of these. Because I almost did that yesterday. I was like, oh, that's nice. The letter's there, and you can just go by that. But really, it kind of, they're on opposite sides. They're not all the right way. So that's one thing that wouldn't be super great about it. But alright, so when you put the spacing in, it comes out nice. You can tell kind of where you're going to end up and all that. So I'm just going to take this off of here, and I'm going to show you guys as close as I can, if my camera will focus. So can you see the joy? And I know I've got glare from the light, but I didn't know how else to do the light so that you guys would be able to see, because it's so tiny. But they're great for journals. I mean, that size is just fun because you can hang it on one of those little clips, bulb pins, and it'll work. So what I'm going to do, I have some fingernail polish remover. I'm just going to get the end of this Q-tip a little bit wet. And then I'm going to color, you know, kind of go over those letters and try to get, you know, right in there. And if you get out, it's okay. That's what the this is for, the fingernail polish remover. And then just kind of wipe it off. Don't like squish it down into the cracks a whole bunch, because obviously that's just going to take off what you just put on. Just try to get it off the spots where you don't want it. Okay, and then now you can see the joy a little bit. Oh, whoops, it helps if I hold it in the right spot. See the joy a little bit better. And if you need to, like my O at the bottom, I might want to put just a touch more of the black and then wipe it off again, because it kind of got all rubbed out down there at the bottom. So I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to back this out a little bit so I don't, you know, make you guys blind with, oopsie, what did I do? I hit some button, sorry. I didn't know what it was. That's how much I know about technology, right? Cameras and all that. Not always great with all that. Alright, so that is on there. I don't know if you can see it very well. Sorry, it's so tiny. I didn't even think about that part of it. I'm just going to set that block down and move my junk out of the way here so that we can do some other things. And then I thought we could take one of these wonderful bulb pins, and there's 1,000. I looked it up and it was like $11 or something. So, I mean, that's a screaming deal as far as I can tell. Really great deal. None of this was much over $11. You know, like $11.24 or whatever. I mean, it was all very well priced. So if you're in the market for any of this kind of stuff, or you want to give it a try, it's not like a huge expense that you know, was going to break your bank or something. So, but these tags are fun. I think if I was going to do the bigger ones, I would probably get some bigger letters, just because clearly, you know, they're little, and so on the big tags they'll look a little bit silly. But for this little tiny tag, which is really like my favorite one, you obviously don't want great big punches, because it would just be too it would overtake it. So I'm just kind of getting a little square of fabric here that I'm going to put on the bulb pin along with that. And I didn't have like a big plan, but this is just fabric that I already had. So let's get a little bead or something too. Or a sequin. Sequins work great for this. I just have this old, what do you call it? Diaper wipe box full of beads and junk. It was my kids. And now that they don't really mess with any of this stuff anymore, it's just stuff that I throw in there to use for whatever. They're all my daughter's beads, but she really doesn't do much with them now. So I think I'll just take a sequin out of here. These are just fun little additions to add to your stuff. And like I said, I am not a jewelry maker at all, so I don't claim to have any, you know, great knowledge on this stuff. I just thought I'd give it a try. So the first thing I'm going to put on is the bead. Oopsie, maybe. This is probably why I don't make jewelry, because it's super fiddly and my patience is non-existent basically. And then I'm going to put on a sequin, and then we'll put on our little tag and just a little piece of fabric, and I'm going to hang it at an angle, so I'm going to go right through the corner of the fabric, maybe if I can get a hold of it right. Okay. So see, it just makes like a little cluster on there to add some, you know, variation to whatever you're adding it to. And then I finished my little journal that we were working on that goes in the tin here. So I thought this would be super cute to put right on our cover. Just like so. I can get it to go. So great bulb pins. And then, so see, that just adds a little something to our journal. I hope you can see it right there. Alright, so I'll go ahead and do a quick flip through of this, because this will be going in my shop. Yeah, I really like those little thin metal pieces, because it's not adding a lot of bulk or anything to my journal, so that's awesome. Great bulb pins too. Alright, so that little piece is 2 tatting squares, and I just stitched some fabric down here and added some lace. And then I have just that little pocket that we made together yesterday, or, well, I actually made the pocket, we made the little snowman card. And then it opens, and these are journaling pages. And then there's an envelope here, and this is one of the images out of that book I showed you guys yesterday. And a lot of you said you went and got it. And then inside is just, this is a card I had, and I just slipped it in there. And then our lace, this is tatting squares, the same ones that are on the front. I just made a photocopy. This was like the middle section of all of them hooked together. And then this is Rachel at Roxy Creations paper, and this is one of the images out. No, that's Antique Papery. Sorry, I just cut it out. And then this is a strip of paper, just scrapbook paper. And then here's our little elf that we did yesterday with the little tag from Gail's Mail Cards, and then journaling. And this is that image that I love, bringing home the tree. It's so cute. And more journaling. This is just old paper that I found on New York Public Library. And if these two stick, don't stick. Alright, so there's that. This is just scrapbook paper. I think I got that at Joann's last year. This is a copy of one of my pieces of lace. And then this is Rachel at Roxy Creations, one of her doilies. That's Antique Papery that I put this one on as a tuck spot. It's the one we made together. And then the little tag that goes in there. And you could even take another one of these. Let's do this. And we could put some more like beads and stuff on one and put it on there. So let's just do that real quick because that'll be kind of fun. And another thing is lace. I like to put lace on these. So let's do, I'm going to do a blue one because we've got a little blue here. And these are just basic sequins, you know, they're nothing that you can't just find anywhere. And I'm betting money that that Beebeecraft probably has those as well. I didn't specifically go looking for those, so you know, I can't say positively, but I would be surprised if they didn't have something like that. I'm just looking for a little snippet of lace that we could put on there, because that would be fun. This is kind of fun lace. And we'll do the same thing again. We'll put on these first. Oops, I need to do the littlest one first. That's always the part to remember, right? Oops. They're escaping. Like, is there a green? I only have the bigger green beads. Those long ones won't go on the bulb pins. And then this could just hook onto this little piece of fabric, if I can get a hold of it. It's kind of got a lot of glue, so you would want to plan ahead, obviously, better than I did. And then it would go on much easier. That just adds a little bling there. Alright, so this is one of the images from that book I showed you yesterday. I did put a piece of sewing tissue over the top of it just to take down the shininess a bit. And that little card in there. And then this is that greeting card, the Christmas greeting card that I showed you guys, and I put a piece of sewing tissue over the top of that as well to kind of age it so it wasn't quite as shiny. That's the only thing with the shiny. I don't love you know, the shininess in my junk journals. This is Rachel's coffee dyed digi. This is Rachel's letter, one of her letters, Italian letters that she had. This is scrapbook paper and just some little images. That's an image I had. This is antique papery. I just cut the frame off of it to stick it in there so it would fit. This is Rachel's at Roxy Creations digi. Just scrapbook paper. This is the one we did together, the pocket and the journaling card. And then this is that masking paper, the green masking paper, and then I just put, you know, some, what do you call it, lined paper there. I like these little tabby things, but they sometimes want to fold over or stick down or whatever. So anyway, that is like that, and this is kind of fun, that where that little bulb pin is, because there's a little lace hanging out. And then this goes back on here. So yeah, I thought those were very fun. So I hope you guys like that, and I hope you go over and visit Beebeecraft. I know, like I said yesterday, my friend Allie, the Cockney Crafter, has some videos from items that she's gotten from Beebeecraft that are entirely different from the items that I have gotten. So if you want to, definitely go check her stuff out as well. So I will put a link to Beebeecraft in the description of the video, and I did in the last video as well, so you can just go click on that and go straight to their website. So yeah, I will talk to you later. I hope you have an awesome day. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye now.